What's going on, guys? It's Zach. We're back with the deload video. So I promised you guys in the accumulating fatigue video, which I'll link up above, that we would take a deeper dive into my philosophy on deloads and kind of, give you guys some info on how I structure my deloads. In the accumulating fatigue video, we went over some signs that you're going to need to deload. Joint pain is a huge one. If you're lifting heavy, you're going to have some joint pain. Trouble sleeping, constantly feeling tired, feeling mentally spent, and dramatic decreases in strength. So, obviously, slight decrease in strength could be contributed to your overreaching, but a dramatic decrease in strength, that's really a sign that you should probably deload. So basically, you should feel pretty bad going into a deload. I always tell people when I wake up in the morning and I get out of bed and it feels like I got hit by a bus, that's when I know I need to take a deload. So basically, you should feel pretty bad. In even the first few days of the deload, you'll still feel pretty bad. But I know everyone's like, no days off. Like, I gotta go in the gym. I gotta push it. I gotta make progress. And they just keep pounding. They're just chipping away, and they wonder why they're not making any progress. And some people ask me, I've kind of stayed at the same weight. Like, my weight's not going up, my strength's not going up. And I ask them, when's the last time you took a deload? And they look at me like I have four heads. So, a deload is going to be a great time for you to recover, both, physically and mentally. So, some benefits of deloading. Obviously, your muscles are gonna recover. Your energy levels are gonna recover, restore to normal. But I think the bigger benefit is mentally. Even the most, I'm pretty motivated, and I, am in the gym, week after week. But even I get tired of going in the gym. Everyone gets tired of their program, of their training cycle. And I think the bigger benefit is, getting out of the gym, resetting your mind, and restoring motivation to go in and train. If you're lifting heavy, it takes a neurological toll on you that you aren't aware of unless you're an advanced lifter and you can perceive, how your mind is responding to things, how you're reacting to things. So I think it's really important to get out of the gym and mentally just reset, and you're gonna go in that next week after you take it off and be ready to make some more progress. You're gonna be ready to lift heavy, you're ready to kill it, and you can do that for weeks, until you need to take another deload. So how often should you deload? Now, you can do a planned deload or you can do an unplanned deload, and there's benefits to both. So if you plan a deload, you have that week locked in as a deload, and that allows you to prepare for it mentally, but it also allows you to prepare for it in your training cycle. So you can be calculated in your overreaching because you know that you're going to have that week off, or not necessarily off, but you're going to have a deload that week. So you're going to go easy and recover. Unplanned, you need to be a little more self-aware. You need to have a little more willpower, and you need to be able to set your ego aside and assess, some of the signs that we mentioned at the beginning of the video. You need to be able to self-assess those and say, I'm feeling like crap. I'm not making progress. Like, I need to pull it back and do a deload. And that's a little, I think, advanced because you need to know your body and how you respond. But typically beginners can go longer periods of time without deloading because they're lifting at a lower intensity or a lower volume. So, a beginner who goes in and is lifting 150 pounds, squatting 150 pounds for 5 sets of 5, compared to an advanced lifter who's lifting, 350, 400 for, 3 sets of 3, there's a big difference in volume and intensity there. So, The beginner, you could probably go a little bit longer. Advanced, you're gonna have to. It varies. It's very individual. So you're gonna have to pay attention to the signs of fatigue, like I said, and be self-aware. For me personally, I tend to get more beat up handling heavier weights rather than doing a hypertrophy block. So, this last strength cycle that I did, I took a deload every 5th week. Now, during a hypertrophy block, I could probably go 6 to 8+ weeks without taking a deload, because I can auto-regulate myself throughout those weeks, and I've built up a higher work capacity for volume. When I started training, I was strictly doing mostly hypertrophy work. So I've over the years I've built that work capacity up to where it's at now. So I feel more comfortable going 6 to 8+ weeks in a hypertrophy cycle because of that, because I can auto-regulate week to week, and heavy weights just beat up my joints, so I have to take them more often. But normally, volume is going to dig a deeper hole fatigue-wise than intensity. I'll say that again. So normally, volume, so hitting a 5x5 at like 70% would dig you a deeper hole fatigue-wise than hitting 3 singles at 90%. So that's something to keep in mind. But like I said, with me, it's the opposite. So it could be the opposite for you too. So now let's go over some typical methods for deloading. So really there's, the 2 training variables that contribute most to accumulating fatigue are volume and intensity. So how do we manipulate these in order to promote recovery during a deload week? There's really 2 methods, 2 main methods that you can do if you want to still hit the gym throughout your deload week. The first one is you can keep volume relatively the same and cut your intensity. So what that would look like is you would keep your sets and reps the same, but you would reduce the intensity 70 to 90% of what you would of the weight that you would normally hit. So, you're still getting the reps in, but you're just doing it at a lower weight. The other method would be to keep your intensity relatively the same, but cut your volume. So you're still going to be hitting heavy weights, still going to be feeling that weight in your hands, but reducing the overall volume through sets and reps. So that one's really good if your joints aren't too beat up, you still want to move some heavy weight, but you just want to allow your body to recover a little bit. So by cutting the sets and reps, you can cut the sets and reps anywhere from 50 to 70%, I would say. So the other thing you could do is just take completely off. Take a week off. It's not going to set you back as far as you think it is. Trust me. And the really simplified version that I tell a beginner who asks me, hey, what do I do for a deload? The really simple version, just take 50% of everything you would normally do and do that. Super easy. If you're going to grab the 40-pound dumbbells, grab the 20-pound dumbbells. So that's the baseline, basic one that I think everyone should try at least once. So that's going to wrap it up, guys. I hope you have a better idea of the benefits and the overall structure of a deload after this video. Leave a comment below and let me know how you guys structure your deloads. How do you like to take them? How often do you like to take them? Do you prefer to be in the gym or out of the gym? If you have any questions, feel free to leave those below too. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.